sources telling CNN that Russia has been sending U.S. weapons that are captured in Ukraine to Iran. CNN's Natasha Bertrand has this reporting. Natasha, so obviously the U.S. has been sending a lot of weaponry to Ukraine since Russia invaded. What exactly are the Russian forces doing here?
Yeah, Caitlin, so what we're told by 4 different sources is that the Russians have been capturing U.S.-made, U.S.-provided equipment on the battlefield in certain instances and sending that equipment to Iran. Now, these are smaller items. These are things like shoulder-fired missiles, like Javelin anti-tank missiles and Stinger anti-aircraft systems, and also the NATO equivalent, right? Because NATO is also providing some of the similar equipment. So they're taking this equipment that sometimes the Ukrainians are forced to leave behind on the battlefield, whether because they are overrun or they simply need to withdraw quickly. And they are sending that equipment in many instances to Iran, likely so that Iran can then reverse engineer that equipment so that they can potentially reproduce it and make their own kind of version. Now, the Russians are doing this because they want Iran to continue to help them in their war in Ukraine, right? This is part of the growing defense partnership that we have seen between Iran and Russia, and it really has intensified over the last year, with Iran providing hundreds of drones to Russia, other equipment, and Russia now looking to kind of pay that back to Iran by providing them with these Western types of equipment so that the Iranians can basically take them apart and try to reverse engineer them.
And have they done this before, reverse engineer Western weapons?
Yeah, so the Iranians are actually very adept at this. One of their top weapons in their inventory is an anti-tank guided missile that they actually reproduced from an American anti-tank missile in the 1970s. That it really is a key part of their inventory now. They also were able to reproduce an American-made drone that they intercepted in 2011, making their own version of that, which then crossed into Israeli airspace before being shot down in 2018. So they have proven very capable of doing this, and as one expert told me, that could prove very dangerous to, of course, Israel and other allies in the region who are, of course, very concerned about the threat that Iran already poses, Kayla.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing that partnership with Iran and Russia getting even closer.